All right, it's the Rundown, Wednesday, December 16th, brought to you by Amply. Amply products are naturally produced and carefully crafted by experienced herbologists. Decades of wisdom combining ancient medicinal techniques with modern science has helped build supplements to combat challenges and struggles of everyday life. Combining a sound and healthy sleep with natural herbs works wonders of emotional stress when preparing, relaxing, or calming the body for anything. Take the first step towards engineering a naturally sound, body-minded balance by using code RUNDOWN for 10% off your first purchase at checkout. Not only will you receive 10% off your purchase, but you'll also enjoy free shipping on all U.S. orders. Explore the authentic power and extraordinary benefits that come from naturally produced Amply herbal supplements by visiting amplyblends.com today. That's AMPLY blends.com. That sounds really cool. If you tell me anything that involves ancient medical techniques, I'm sold.
Got them on my desk.
Fused with modern science. It works.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm Tommy. We got Vibs. We got Ben Mintz, the big three. Owen fact-checking today for us. A lot of topics, a lot of quick-hitting topics today. Nothing crazy, but a lot of quick hitters. We'll get to all of them. Let's start in the NBA. James Harden is fat. They had a preseason game last night. Picture came out of him just looking really fat. Typically a pretty fit dude, but to me, I think it's pretty relatable. I think a lot of people put on the pounds during quarantine. A guy like me, I was in the best shape of my life up until March and the gym shut down. James Harden, I'm not going to blame him here.
Didn't the season just end like a month ago?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's impressive that he ended. Well, I guess they didn't go too deep in the playoffs, but it's impressive he got that fat that quickly.
Because he was in pretty good shape. He's in basketball shape, and then he just gets that fat that quickly. Like, I have a high metabolism. I can't really.
Oh, you're one of those.
But to gain that much weight that quickly just seems aggressive.
What an asshole.
Yeah, it was a very big flex. Asshole flex.
It can happen in a hurry if you let yourself go. And a lot of weird stuff in Houston offseason. They lost Daryl Morey, their GM. They lost their coach.
Sorry, guys, but hey, Ben, can you put your mic on?
No.
My bad.
It looks like it's on.
As long as we were recording that heat we were putting out.
It literally wasn't on. Gotcha. I thought you meant the mic was on. All right, Ben, just.
You can resume.
Yeah,
Okay.
From where you were.
Well, so Jay, look.
That's human. It shows, hey, we're not the professionals. We're just a couple average guys.
I sympathize with James
can
Harden
tell.
because I'm a man that's put on 15 or 20 in a hurry before, and it could happen before you know it. Weird offseason in Houston. They lost their GM, Daryl Morey, as well as their head coach, and Harden kind of went ghost on the new regime. Just kind of sounds like he fell off there a little bit.
Yeah, he went to like Atlanta. He just did an interview where he said he was in Atlanta training. But
Today was in Atlanta and Vegas training.
But that
so I feel
wasn't-
like you're not doing too much training in those two cities.
I don't think that was a quick 15 or 20 though. That was a lot of weight.
Yeah. That looks like a little more than 15 or 20.
Yeah, that's not like a freshman 15 where you're just like drinking and like that was you're doing a lot.
I've always thought that must be a lot of fun. Obviously, he's not supposed to do this, but if you're like an actor that's supposed to beef up for a role and you're supposed to get fat, that must be just an awesome few months. Eating anything you want, basically not being allowed to exercise.
Like Christian Bale does for like when he did Vice President Cheney. We just got super fat.
Yeah, you just gotta get fat.
I feel like at a certain point, it's like what was that? Super Size Me, where it's fun for like the first week, and then you just feel so fucking gross that you just want to kill yourself.
But I mean, he was only eating McDonald's, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Similar. Also in the NBA, Tyler Herro doing an interview with Jimmy Butler. A lot of people are saying those two should have like a buddy cop movie together. Also in that interview, Jimmy Butler has been stopped fighting people. Had to be stopped from fighting a lot of people this year. That's obviously not a surprise. But also Tyler Herro can't swim. I don't think swimming matters that much.
It's a weird place to not be able to swim, though, in South Beach in Florida.
Yeah, but all right, let's say he's
That's
going
true.
in pools and beaches. Like, as long as he doesn't go deep enough, I can swim. It sounds like I can't swim the way.
Yeah.
The way I said swimming doesn't matter, and then the way I said I can swim,
And
I would
the-
certainly be like, oh, Tommy can't swim, and just my general
Yeah.
disposition. But I do know how to swim. I'm an average swimmer. I could keep myself from drowning. I just don't think swimming. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I mean, I think it's a survival thing. Like you can die. I
You
just don't
can
get how people-
you could just avoid it. It's an avoidable thing.
I think Donnie made a good point when he said, but yeah, it's like 79% of the world is water. And you're like 70% water too, so there's so much water. Like you gotta learn to
I
swim.
think you could just avoid. Ben,
What do you think? I mean, he's just not going to be able to go out on boat parties in Miami in case something happens with the boat and he ends up in the water?
you know, life
you-
raft.
You can't. No, you can't. Well, you can't be on a boat with a life jacket on, partying with a life jacket, and you're just a fucking loser.
It is nothing about it. He's like this 20-year-old dude, NBA superstar, getting like every girl he wants, and like he has to go in with like floaties. Is a tough,
Yeah.
tough
I,
look.
I just don't get how you can't know how to swim. Like, just like float. You know what I mean? Just kind of.
Yeah. You just kind of pop back up.
Yeah.
Especially after you jump off a diving board or something. You kind of just rise to the top.
Can you swim? You can swim. Yeah. Can anyone not swim here? Did we figure that out?
So Donnie wrote that blog.
Yeah.
He said I couldn't swim. I know how to swim. I'm trying to think of who else he had on there. I think he might have had Big Ev. He seemed to attack the units a little bit.
Stephen Shea can swim, right?
He can't tread water for 15 minutes, but I think he does.
Well, it was like
swim.
3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, the challenge is supposed to be 15.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah.
Moving on, non-sports, we got a UFO. I feel like this is every week. We have a UFO sighting. This one out in California. Looks to be following some sort of chemical trails. I gotta be honest, UFOs, they don't do it for me anymore.
No?
No. There's so much out there. The Navy kind of acknowledged, like, yeah, there's aliens. We had something last week or the week before, the guy from Israel being like, yep, there's aliens, they're all on Mars. Until I start seeing aliens live in my face, floating random objects in the sky, they don't get my juices flowing anymore.
Mars is a long way away from here too.
Mars is far.
It's very far away.
Far. Not a walk down the block.
No.
I feel like back in the day it was Bigfoot and like Loch Ness Monster that people used to try to get clout off of, and now everyone's trying to get clout off alien videos and monoliths.
Yeah, I think, monolith, that was like 2 weeks ago. It's just every week it's a new thing. I've said before, so the Israel guy was saying that like, oh, aliens aren't here because they don't think humans are advanced enough. I think it's sort of like they're all talk, no show. If aliens were so smart and advanced like we hype them up to be, then why don't they just come here and dominate us? Maybe they're just idiots floating out there and like they can't get here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
think it's very like, I guess anti-human to be like, oh, if there's other life forms out there, they must be smarter than us. Like maybe we're pretty fucking smart.
Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, there could be so much more out there than just our world, though.
Do you believe in aliens, though?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
All right, on the record.
On the
second half of the
record. Just
rundown
want it on the record.
brought to you by Upstart. If you're struggling to pay off high-interest credit card debt, you need to take action with Upstart. Upstart is the revolutionary online lending platform that lets you skip going to the bank because it's completely online. Consolidate your debt into one easy fixed rate payment. Upstart also makes it fast and simple to check your rate. And since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit score. Your credit score should never be affected if you just want to know it. It'd be like asking a teacher for what's my grade on the test, and then you get a lower test grade.
I agree.
It's ridiculous. So it won't affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you do, though, accept their rate and proceed with the application. If the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt and get back to using your money your way with Upstart. Hurry to upstart.com/rundown to find out how low your Upstart rate can be. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. That's upstart.com/rundown.
I just heard a Chet Hayes impression in the office. Sorry.
Chet Hayes or Chet Hanks?
Chet Hanks. Sorry. Yeah.
Is it?
He goes by Chet Hayes.
What?
Who is Chet Hayes?
It's Chet Hanks.
Yeah, I know.
Thank
I
you.
that
Thank
up.
you,
Well,
Owen,
no,
for the fact check. Yep.
I think I just don't enunciate well enough, and it just kind of.
No offense, Owen, but I wish Hannah was still here so we could use her for the thumbnail. I don't know. I should have warned her not to take off so early. We'll get you for the thumbnail and see how it works in comparison.
I'd prefer not.
To Hannah.
You talk about Hannah a lot.
Oh, yeah, she's obsessed with me. All right, moving on to Tom Cruise has just an all-time movie set freak out. I guess some people on the plot of whatever Mission Impossible 14 or whatever they're up to were breaking COVID protocols, and he just went off on them for like 2-3 minutes, saying, I'm paying your guys' salaries, you're costing each other's jobs.
I'm on the phone with every studio at night. We are creating thousands of jobs.
Blah, blah, blah. Now, a lot of times I feel like people be like, Tom Cruise is a fucking crazy person because he's kind of accustomed to these rants. But I think now people are like, yeah, he probably makes some good points here.
I mean, at the beginning of the rant, he was like, they're depending on us. We are doing this. I've been on the phone with producers and insurance companies. And
I like a good movie star freak out. I like a diva movie star freak out, just puffing his chest and talking down.
The best one ever is the Dennis Quaid one, which turns out that it wasn't real when he's like, I got Dopey the dickhead over here. But it was just a fucking, who's the late night talk show host that does all the wacky bits?
James Corden? No.
Kimmel. Jimmy
Kimmel. Yeah. It's all, Chris. I always think of Chris Berman, not that he's a movie star, but there's an all-time Chris Berman freak out. I can't remember what he says in it. What? No,
No,
that's
that's-
fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
It was a news blooper YouTube rabbit hole's a great one to fall down. There's one from Chris Berman. Yes, Owen.
I had a fun fact about Tom Cruise.
Yep.
He's divorced 3 women, all at the age of 33.
They were all age 33 when he divorced them. That's actually a really good fun fact.
Would Hannah have had that fact?
Oh no.
See?
God, no.
Good job, Owen.
They always say people's primes are 27 to 32. I mean, I guess
They
Tom
always
Cruise,
say
if you're,
that,
past,
yeah.
if you're past your
I-
prime.
Is that a thing people always say?
That's the thing.
Jesus was crucified at 33, so I think that
Oh.
might be a like religious.
And he's like a weird Scientologist or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So that could be. I think we're connecting the dots there.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise divorce. I mean, that's like Leonardo DiCaprio, except like 10 years older. Like DiCaprio, once they get to like 23, that's when he sort of phases
Yeah,
out
they're
of
past
them.
their peak.
Once they get to 19.
Oh, we have the Chris Berman freak out. But yeah, no, I love a good movie star freak out, and I'll watch it every single time.
I mean,
it.
I guess trying to
Christian Bale.
trying to fade a COVID outbreak in 2020 is Mission Impossible,
Oh.
huh?
Good writing.
Moving on, Zodiac Killer. Some people in Europe uncoded one of his cryptic writings that he sent to the newspaper. Owen, I asked you to pull that up. Can you please read it exactly what it said?
Yeah. It was such a long shot, Dr. Samuel Blake said. We tried several hundred
No,
thousand.
just what he wrote.
So you had to read the article?
Yeah, don't read the whole article.
I'm reading the quote that you asked for.
No, just read what the Zodiac Killer wrote in the letter. Yikes.
Fact checker.
Yeah,
Well, okay, Hannah wouldn't have done this. This is
Hannah would have nailed this.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
I would have been
I
so.
really-
I would have been so on top of this.
I really appreciated you coming to the other side of the office and grabbing me. Just shows how few
I wanted
people
you-
were ready to.
I wanted you that bad.
Yeah.
You can't find. All right, whatever. He said something where it's like, I got plenty of slaves working for me now. Like, I hope you guys are trying to catch me. I'm gonna be honest. I watched the movie Zodiac for the first time like 2 weeks ago. I didn't know we've never caught him. I thought it was, I guess, spoiler for the movie. When the movie ends, you just don't know who he is. It was kind of a disappointment. But
Yeah.
I'm now very in on the Zodiac Killer and everything he did. Not like in support, but this is cool that they have
The
found
Zodiac
code
Killer,
name.
like the Zeppelin baby or whatever. They couldn't figure out who stole the baby. Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, yeah,
Okay.
I'm
that was an
lost on
older. That was like a. That
Do you
happened
know
in,
the
like,
Zodiac? The story of
I've
Zodiac
heard
Killer?
I've heard the name. But I
So
don't-
basically, he
okay.
killed a bunch of people in San Francisco. Nobody ever knew who he was, and he would send in letters and decrypted messages to a San Francisco newspaper, and they would have to try to find it, like try to code break it. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be a serial killer, be the Zodiac Killer.
Well, did
no,
you-
like don't be like a basic, just they go kill people. Like you better be a good. Like I want codes and shit. I want a theme. I can never be a serial killer morally and physically. I
There
don't
needs
think
to
I
be
could
a
pull it off.
Yeah, I
trilogy.
think physically.
But I'll think about, man, the strategy behind
Yeah.
my serial killing would be top.
Your murders need to be good enough where they make like a trilogy of movies for you.
Yeah, I mean, the Zodiac Killer is at least 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah. No, I saw in the blog where they said it took him so long to decode it because there was mistakes. He like made a bunch of errors in the middle.
On
so he
purpose?
was supposed to be the no, it was an accident. He was supposed to. So it took him so long to decode this message because there were so many mistakes, and he's supposed to be this massive genius, but he just made all in the middle. It was just fucking so many errors. So it took him so long.
So yeah, I mean, Zodiac Killer, if he's still out there,
Call
hopefully
in.
not. Hopefully
Yeah.
not. Next up, we got a treasure hunt. A guy in Ohio is going to jail because he basically knows, I think, 500 gold coins. Dante blogged this. He knows the location and he refuses to tell anyone, and now he's going to prison. This guy needs to be tortured. Like, if there is really gold out there in the middle of the ocean, we need to like pull his teeth one by one. Like, finding buried treasure is the ultimate.
Whose gold is it? Do we know?
I don't know. Owen,
What-
do we have a? I think it was like a wrecked ship or something.
Yeah.
It's eerily similar to the plot of Outer Banks. Don't know if anyone.
No.
This guy's really trying to go down with the ship, huh? He's just-
Literally, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so that's why people are saying there must be a lot more treasure out there, like, because you don't go to jail over 500 gold
No.
coins. I mean, I don't know what the rate on that would be, but I think we need to literally torture this guy. Like, I want to know exactly where this gold is.
Yeah, I need to know more about this. Obviously,
Yeah.
everyone does, but I mean, I need to know how this guy figured it out. Why can't anyone else figure it out? How does he know about it? Did he research it? Did he just?
You said the ocean?
I don't know.
The ocean, the sea.
So
I've
Oh.
got something about the Ozarks.
so it's in Missouri. This gold's just in Missouri.
according to legend.
Can you speak louder?
According to legend, it's in the Ozarks.
Is this Dante's blog?
It's just news from 45 minutes ago.
Okay, no, this is some. Owen has been a terrible fact checker.
That what he had earlier was good though. That little
That was good. The Tom Cruise fun
Tom
fact.
Cruise
He's
fun
been
fact.
a great fun fact guy. He's been a bad fact checker. So I guess there has to be a distinction between there.
okay.
Checking facts, no. Providing fun facts,
yeah,
he's been top notch.
That's tough.
So last quick thing before we, we got a girl on TikTok, a Pilates instructor in LA, blowing up. Well, it's not really blowing up if you don't give the name, but said there's a player on the Steelers she was very, very casually talking to that she discovered was seeing 10 other girls and had a girlfriend. Duh. Like her going, first of all, if you're not going to give the guy's name, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
And second of all, like, obviously.
Every pro athlete ever.
I think she's trying to do it to be moral, but I think the reality is she's kind of just mad she was one of 10.
Yeah.
I wasn't sexist.
It's just,
but-
I'll say it's tough though with social media and all the platforms now. It's got to be interesting for these athletes trying to hide anything because it's hard to hide anything in this day and age.
Oh, there's got to be paper trails out there all the time. But
and,
like,
and people will dig up if you're famous. People come at
Can't
you.
be falling for thirst traps.
what's the biggest skeleton buried in your closet?
Oh man. I mean, it's some past gambling misunderstandings, I guess, from the end of my poker career. I've paid them off, but I kind of lit it on fire there before I went back to school in 2014 and 15.
Nice. I remember that was Caleb did his podcast like 4 years ago. He'd always ask, "What's the biggest skeleton in your closet?" Like if somebody found out, what would get you in a lot of trouble?
Yeah.
And people would answer it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you tiptoed around it well there. Vibs. Seemed like
I
you
was
may
in
have
some
killed before.
I was in some interracial porns in my early 20s. But
Yeah. Jordi El Nino.
yes, I don't bleep that, please.
It took me like 4 years to pay some of it back, but once I paid it back in 2018, I felt like the skeleton. I really felt like I was like walking around Earth with like a burden I was carrying when I was
Right.
in debt, and then I felt like I was set free when I paid it off.
What
so.
are, like, if you can share some of that story? I know you said you got a lot of stories from your poker, your gambling days. I don't want to get
Oh
you
yeah,
in
no,
trouble.
I just,
but
well, I mean, I've been pretty open about this. I was wild as hell during my New Orleans days from 09 to 14, and
All right.
you know, part of my, I probably didn't take it as seriously, and I had big time backers that were putting me in.
This
like
is poker,
Yeah,
or-
poker. They were
yeah.
putting me in like $1,500 and $3,000 events, and I, you know, probably was getting drunk the night before and not taking it quite as seriously, and just thinking I was young and invincible, and now I try to think I'm a little older and wiser.
Was there ever a moment where someone came and you were like, "This guy's gonna break my legs"?
I felt like there was, I never quite to a leg breaking thing, but I feel like I violated trust of my good friends, which is a horrible feeling. And that was kind of when I decided to go back to school at 31 because I could tell my life path was getting away from me a little bit. And, you know, I think that's been a big part of why I've been able to rally and find out.
And
how to
now,
do it.
moving on to the post show, you're the #1 Ole Miss Twitter account. You beat out Eli Manning.
Yeah, I guess the Manning name just doesn't quite have the ring it used to at Oxford, huh?
I
got
guess not.
it was Eli Manning and me heads up in the final of an Ole Miss Twitter tournament, and I got there were like 6,400 votes, and I got like 4,700 of them. So, you know, 6 months ago I was unemployed, nobody knew who I was. The Barstool brand, pretty strong there. And,
Rallied.
I went and called him out at MetLife Stadium yesterday too, and got a big response to that.
Yeah, it was a great video. Ben is the most positive person, just positive vibes all the time. All just grateful.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I appreciate
he
that.
just came clean like that. Can I come clean? I don't regret doing the interracial stuff. I just regret doing the porn. That's just all I regret.
yeah, that was super racist until you cleared that up.
Yeah.
Is this snowstorm? This is a new thing for me.
Have you ever seen snow?
I've seen snow in Colorado and South a couple times, but you know, like I don't know what's going on here.
It won't be that big of a deal. I don't know. I mean, we live in this.
No.
Like, I feel bad for like my parents at home. We got a shovel, but like I live in an apartment building. I don't have to shovel. I don't take a sub. I'm gonna walk to work. I got my
Frank,
suede shoes.
how many? Oh, you're screwed. Frank,
So
hang on. How many inches are we getting?
I've been hearing up to
16
Up to
inches. You think we're
16?
fine?
I mean, I'd rather there not be 16 inches, but what's gonna happen if there's that much?
I'm worried. I've got a huge South Louisiana trip. I'm going to LSU, Ole Miss, and Saints Chiefs in the Superdome Sunday. And so as
When
long
do
as
you
I can
fly-
get down
when do
there
you
by
fly
Friday,
down?
I'll be okay.
Yeah, now that's a thing to worry about.
Yeah,
Like,
he's,
will this-
he's
yeah.
flying through like the heart of the storm.
We live in the same area.
Well,
We
I wasn't doing that. I was going down to. We live in the same area, but you're gonna walk at least
Yeah,
10, 15 blocks.
So I got
through the
new
snow and
Nike Cortez sneakers that are taking the world by storm. New damn Daniel, some people are saying. And so I was like, I don't want to ruin them. I actually thought it was going to be snowing all day today. I don't want to ruin them in the snow. I was like, oh, these are boots. Like Feidelberg gave them to me last year. They didn't fit him. Turns out they're made of suede, which is the worst possible material that you could wear in the snow.
you wore suede for a snowstorm, and that is stupid. That is dumb.
You're dumb.
And your reasoning you wore those today is what?
I thought because it was going to be snowing, I thought, oh, these are boots. All my shoes are pretty low. I guess. So what the fuck do you wear these for then? If they're not for the snow.
Literally any other situation.
Ankle socks.
These aren't for the snow. So what the fuck do I have boots for then?
And,
That fact had not come across my desk yet.
and the snow is just gonna go down in your boots
Yeah, I should
and
be
get all
wearing.
in there.
I really don't have any non-ankle socks. It was a miss. I pretty much have to leave right after this because I have to beat the snow.
Yeah, you need some Columbia lesbian approved snow boots.
That's way better. This was a mistake. I'm not perfect. I have one flaw, assuming. So.
I will say, yeah, it's probably the one flaw I can find. Other than that, you're perfect.
Yeah, I can't think. Ben, you think of any flaws for me?
I hadn't seen too many so far. I got to say, I enjoyed your performance on the advisors last week.
Thank you.
Was something, man. That was you took the
appreciate
Dave,
that.
the Bills.
Oh, I'm getting fucked like that for years. That's
Okay.
hardly my first rodeo.
That's
no
that's
pun
not a new
intended.
thing.
What a
No,
time.
not a new thing. I've been the bucking bronco, the bill. It's an honor at this point.
Yeah.
Like similar to your positive energy, people online be like, oh, Tommy, that's so emasculating. Like, get to work at the best company in the world. If I get fucked like a bronco twice a year, I get fucked like a bronco twice a year.
Hey, the boss is riding you in a positive way.
Tommy,
Tommy! Tommy! Don't fart! Tommy! Fuck me!
Excellent.
Look like me! Fuck me!
Tommy, that was really high-end acting.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer trade-off.
Yep.
All right, you guys got anything else?
I do want to mention 35-year anniversary today of a famous mafia hit when John Gotti killed Paul Castellano on the Sparks Steakhouse sidewalk in Manhattan. Today's 35-year anniversary. That's a big New York lore thing in the Gambino crime family.
I don't know much about that, but like my second week in New York, there was like a mob boss that got shot in Staten Island, and it was like the first crime.
Same family.
Yeah.
Family. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It was like the girlfriend's like boyfriend just ran up and just
Yeah,
shot
it was
him.
like a rogue thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like
this
a-
one was planned. This
Yeah.
is when John Gotti took
Are
over
you,
the
I'm-
Gambino family.
not to spoil anything, but I know you were talking about possibly doing something with after dinner mints or
there's something being thought about for sure. There's some wheels possible
All right.
on that.
So keep an eye out for that. Man, fumbled that last word. Keep an eye out for that. That's it. That's the rundown. See you guys tomorrow.